What separates the people who build incredible lives from everyone else? It isn't luck. It isn't talent. It isn't being born into the perfect family or even having endless money. The biggest difference is that successful people, they understand one simple rule. Life rewards consistent action, not endless potential. And every single person starts with 24 hours in a day. And the difference is how those hours are used. And if you've ever felt like you're falling behind while everyone else is moving ahead, you're not alone. And most people, they spend years waiting for that motivation, waiting for confidence, or waiting for the perfect opportunity. And the problem is that none of those things show up first. Action comes first, and confidence it follows, and opportunity appears after you've already started moving. And if you want to win in life, you have to stop waiting for that permission. Nobody's coming to rescue you, and nobody is going to magically transform your future. And the responsibility, it's yours. And that's actually good news, though, because it means you have control. Every decision you make today is a vote for the person you'll become tomorrow. And small decisions don't feel important until the moment, but they stack over weeks, months, years, and until they completely define your future. Winning in life doesn't happen overnight. If it happens one habit at a time, think about the people you admire. They didn't wake up one morning successful. They became successful by repeatedly doing things other people didn't feel like doing. They showed up when they were tired. They kept learning when everyone else stopped. They stayed disciplined when distraction were everywhere, and that's with a real secret that often gets ignored. Discipline will always outperform motivation because motivation is temporary. And some mornings you'll wake up energized and ready to conquer the world, and other mornings you'll feel exhausted, discouraged, and tempted to even quit. And if your progress depends on your feelings, your progress will always be inconsistent. Discipline says you do the work anyways, and that's why routines are so powerful. And when something becomes part of your life daily routine, it requires less willpower because it's simply what you do. Another major reason people lose is comparison. Social media has convinced millions that everyone else is living a perfect life, and you see highlight reels while comparing them to your behind the scenes struggles. And that's unfair comparison that steals your confidence. Stop measuring your chapter 2 against someone else's chapter 20. And the only person you need to beat is the version of yourself from yesterday. Progress isn't about perfection, it's about improvement. Even becoming 1% better every day creates a massive difference over time. Another key to winning is learning to embrace failure instead of fearing it. Every successful person has failed more times than most people are willing to try. And failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of the progress and part of the process as well. Every mistake teaches you something if you're willing to pay attention. And the people who eventually succeed aren't the ones who never fail, they're the ones who refuse to let failure become their identity. So instead of saying, I'm a failure, they say, the attempt failed. There's a huge difference. One attacks your identity, the other describes an event and protects your mindset because your mindset shapes your actions, and your actions, they shape your future. The people who win also understand the value of learning. The world changes constantly. Skills become outdated, industries evolve, technology advances, and if you stop learning, you stop growing. Read books, listen to podcasts, watch educational content, learn from people who've already achieved what you're trying to accomplish, and every piece of knowledge becomes another tool you can use later. You don't need to know everything today, you just need to know more tomorrow than you know right now. Another overlooked advantage is your environment. The people you spend time with influence your standards more than you realize. If everyone around you makes excuses, eventually excuses start sounding normal. And if everyone around you works hard, learns constantly, and pushes themselves to improve, you'll naturally rise to meet that standard. Your environment either fuels your growth or quietly limits your potential. Choose wisely because your future often reflects the expectations of the people closest to you. And finally, stop chasing comfort. Comfort feels good today, but often creates regret tomorrow. Growth almost always feels uncomfortable because you're stepping into unfamiliar territory. Every promotion, every business, every new skill, every meaningful relationship requires some level of uncertainty. And if you avoid that discomfort, you also avoid the growth. The next habit that separates winners from everyone else is taking complete ownership of their lives. It's easy to blame the economy, your boss, your childhood, your bad luck, or circumstances that genuinely weren't your fault. But blame never improves your future. Ownership does. And the moment you accept responsibility for where you're going, you stop waiting for someone else to fix your life. And that mindset shift is incredibly powerful because it changes your focus from what you can't control to what you can. You may not control everything that happens to you, but you always control how you respond. And your response determines your direction. And another critical lesson is learning how to manage your time because time is the only resource you can ever replace. Everyone says they don't have enough time, but the truth is, most people don't have a time problem. They have a priority problem. And hours disappear scrolling social media, watching random videos, and worrying about things that they never happen. Imagine redirecting just 1 hour every single day towards learning a valuable skill, exercising, building a business, reading, or strengthening your relationship. That 1 hour becomes hundreds of hours over the course of a year. And that's how ordinary people create extraordinary results. Consistency compounds just like life money invested over time. And speaking of relationships, never underestimate the impact of people you surround yourself with. Encourage those who celebrate your progress instead of resenting it. Distance yourself from constant negativity, the gossip, and the people who laugh at your goals. You don't need everyone to believe in your vision, but you do need to protect your energy from those determined to drain it. Winning in life also requires impatience, patience, not impatience. We live in the world obsessed with instant gratification. Everyone wants that overnight success, but almost nobody wants years of preparation. And the greatest achievement often looks invisible while they're being built. And the workout don't immediately transform your body. And saving money doesn't make you wealthy overnight. And building a business doesn't produce instant freedom. Yet every small action is laying another brick in the foundation. Eventually, people notice the finished building, but they rarely appreciate the thousands of bricks placed before anyone was watching. And that's why you have to trust the process, even when the results haven't arrived yet. Another powerful habit is learning to say no. Every yes to something important is a no to something that truly matters. Protect your schedule, protect your focus, protect your peace. Successful people understand that focus is a superpower in its distracted world. And the more attention you give to meaningless distractions, the less attention you have for the biggest goals. Winning isn't about doing everything, it's about doing the right things consistently. Gratitude is another habit that often gets overlooked too. Being grateful doesn't mean settling for less, it means appreciating how far you've already come while continuing to pursue something greater. Gratitude builds resilience because it reminds you that even during difficult seasons, there are still victories worth recognizing. People who practice gratitude tend to stay motivated longer because they're focused on the progress instead of constantly feeling behind. And most importantly, remember that your future isn't decided by one big moment. It's shaped by thousands of small decisions that nobody else notices. Every workout you finish, every chapter you read, every dollar you save, every excuse you refuse to make, every difficult conversation you choose to have, and every promise you keep to yourself. Those moments, they seem insignificant by themselves, but together, they create a life that looks completely different from the average. And years from now, people may call you lucky, but they'll never see the mornings you woke up early, the nights you stayed disciplined, and the opportunities you created or the sacrifices you're willing to make. And the reality of winning in life, it isn't glamorous, okay? It isn't always exciting, but it's worth it. Start today. Even if the first step is small, improve one habit, learn one new thing, make one better decision than you made yesterday, then repeat the process again tomorrow. And over time, those tiny achievements, improvements become massive transformations. Remember, you don't have to be the smartest person in the room, the most talented, or the luckiest. You simply have to keep showing up when others quit, keep learning when others become comfortable, and keep moving forward when progress feels slow. That's how ordinary people build extraordinary lives. And that's how dreams become reality. And that's how goals become achievements. And above all, that's how you truly win in life. Thanks for watching today. If you found value in today's video, please subscribe. We're looking to build this channel. Without you, we can't do that. And I'd love to see you on the next one. Go ahead and comment down below, too. I try to respond to all the comments, too. You struggling in life? Want to talk? I'm here for you. Take care. Have a good day.